Now today's lecture we will going to cover some more topic in the software testing, and this one is very important topic is the debugging. So debugging, bug, whatever defect error is there in the software. Okay, because of that your software may not work properly. For that you need to diagnose what is the problem. After diagnosing the problem, you have to fix those problems. Okay, so this task how we can do and what is the different techniques that we use will study. So debugging, you can see here the definition is the process of finding and resolving the defects. First you will find, then you will resolve. The defects are problem within a computer program that prevent correct operation of computer software or a system. So this is the debugging. Okay, so the debuggers does this one. Okay, so who does this debugging task? They are called the debugger. And we also have some debugger tools also. Automated tools are also there. They can be used for the debugging process. In C++ or C programming, if you have executed some of the code, in that debug option is also there. In that you can go and you can debug whatever error is there one by one. Okay, so in that also debug option is there. Breakpoint is there. Okay, one by one line you can go execute and you can find out the reason and you can diagnose that problem. So you can see here how debugging is done. So what you will do, first you will identify the causes, what are the reasons for the problem, then corrections you will do. Because we have these corrections, means we have fixed some problem that was there, that was existing in the system. Then we have, after identifying, we made the corrections. Definitely little changes may some effect may happen. For that we will do regression testing. We will do the regression testing. For that what we will do, we will create the regress test cases will be there. Then we will perform this testing and then we will come to the result. If the result is okay, then you will stop the debugging process, else you have to do iteratively. Next, this is the identified reason causes is there. One other way also, some suspected cause you can guess. Okay, oh, this is the problem. After seeing the output, immediately you can say, okay, this is the problem. So if some doubtful causes are there, okay, that are very frequent, so what you can do, so you create the additional test and go through this one and you do the test cases testing process, and then you get the result correct. Then if it is correct, then you can stop. So this is the debugging process that we do during the correcting the problems in the software. So what effort in which area we put at the time of debugging? So we put the time required to diagnose the symptoms and determine the causes. Whatever the reason is there, we put the effort, the time to diagnose those problems. So we make the effort in that. Next one, the effort is made towards the correcting the errors and conduct the regression tests, like here. Okay, so here we are finding out the reasons based on the symptoms that we have here, and after fixation of the reasons, symptoms, you will go for the correcting the errors or problems that are in the software. Then you will go for the regression test to verify further. Okay, verification you will do whether it's working or properly or not. So the two terms are there, the symptoms and causes. So symptoms and cause may be geographically separated. You can see here, cause is here and symptom is here. So like this, they may not be here, the cause is here and symptom is also the same place. So they may be in some part of the program, the symptom will appear and the cause will be some another place. So symptom may appear when another problem is fixed. Okay, and cause may be due to combination of non-errors. Cause may be due to the system or compiler error. There was various reasons. Okay, and cause may be due to the assumption that everyone believes, and symptoms may be intermittent. Okay, intermediate symptoms may also come. So these are the symptoms and causes that we see here. You have seen problem may be some places and symptoms may appear in some other places. Okay, so next you see here the consequences of bugs. Whatever bug or defect in the software is there, what effect it will put on over your software. Okay, so you can see we have tried to understand this by drawing the in the x and y axis. So in x-axis you are able to see that bug type. Here we are taking the different types of bugs, and in this series you can see here y-axis we are taking the how much damage will be done. Okay, if the bug is of mild, means it is a very nominal, then damage you can see here whatever damage is very less. If it is annoying, then damage will be more. If it is disturbing to the software, it will be more. Okay, it is keep on increasing. The serious error is there, the damage will be more. Okay, extreme means going to the boundary levels. Okay, then it is also we are increasing in the more damage situations. If it is catastrophic, if it is infectious, then the damage is highest. Okay, infectious means some problem is there, like virus in the system is there. Of that kind of error may increase. Okay, because that will keep on increasing in entire system or entire software. So this type of the errors are there. Bugs category you can see here. Bug function related bugs may be okay, system related bugs are there, data bugs are there, problem maybe in the data, maybe in the coding part. Okay, design bugs, maybe we have problem in the design itself, that at the time of designing. Documentation bug is there. Standards violations is there, means company or whatever standard that we need to follow, and those standards were not followed, because of that the problem is coming. So I hope you understood that how, because if the bug is serious, the damage will be more. That is the simple thing that you can understand here. So there are some debugging techniques. You can see here, one is the brute force testing. Okay, this brute force debugging technique. You can see the second one is the backtracking is there, induction is there, and deduction is there. Okay, so one by one we will see what is meaning of this brute force debugging. So in brute force debugging technique, how it is done. So it involves the developer. This is basically manually, okay, searching through the stack traces in the memory. Now we have the stack. You have heard the name stack. So in the stack the data is stored. Okay, memory dump will be there, and some log files will be generated when we are running the applications. Behind that some log files is generated. So from the log file also we can find out the error, when it happened, and how it what is the reason behind that. We can find out from that also. Okay, so what we'll do, we can go through these points, these locations for the traces. If we found the traces of error, then we, after identifying, we can put the effort to make it correct. So extra output statements in the addition to breakpoints are often added to code in order to examine what the software is doing at every step. So in the C programming, the Turbo C compiler, you have seen in that also breakpoint is there. We can use the breakpoint. So in that, if suppose my code is working up to this place, problem is this place. Okay, so what I can do, I can put here some coding. Okay, up to this I can execute. Okay, then later on I will check back. So what is happening here? So extra output statement, that is printf statement, in addition to the breakpoint, are often added to the code in order to examine what the software is doing at each and every step. Okay, so you can check each and every step what is happening by putting the printf output is coming or not coming, like that. So this is called the brute force debugging technique, but it is a manually, it is a manually searching is very tough, and it is very tedious task. In small programs, you in the program you have seen, when your program is not functioning in C programming properly, what you are doing, you are going to each and every line one by one where the problem is coming, you are fixing those problems. Okay, next is the backtracking. Backtracking means going back. Suppose at a particular portion, particular location, some error came. So what I will do, from that point I will go back one by one line. Okay, so it is quite popular approach debugging, which is used effectively in case of small programs. Okay, if small programs are there, in that case you can do. Okay, so the process starts from the site where a particular symptom gets detected. So wherever the problem you have detected that at line number 10 or line number 20 the problem is coming. So what you will do, you go at the line number 10, then you will go upward by tracking in the, suppose this is at this point, suppose this is a program and your problem has occurred at this time. So what you will do, you will go keep on checking to upward. After fixing this, you will go on go to the next step. Okay, again if some problem at line number this the problem is, then you will go to the back. So like this, backtracking is the backtracking means moving backward. Okay, so like this you will do. So the process starts from the site where the particular symptom gets detected. From there on, backward tracing is done across the entire source code till we are able to lay our hands on the site being the cause. Okay, unfortunately, as the number of source lines increases, okay, but in practical scenario what happens, the program number of lines increases. If it is a very large number of lines, it is very difficult to perform this one. Okay, the number of potential backward paths may become unmanageably large. That is the sense I told. So one more thing is here, debugging by induction. Some induction process we will use, we will induce by our thoughts. Okay, so we'll apply our thought process, and using that we can find out the errors without going to the computer, without going to the problem. Okay, so this type of debugging comes. Sometimes now if you execute, some error has occurred and you tell to your instructor, sir this error is coming, so he will tell automatically by induction, he will thought, okay, this is the problem. Okay, because of that thought process can be completed. So one of such thought process is the induction, where one proceeds from the particular to the whole by starting with the symptoms of the error, possibly in the result of one or more test cases, and looking for relationship among the symptoms, the error is often uncovered. So in this induction we apply the thought process. With the help of our thought process we can find out the errors. Next one is the debugging by the deduction. In deduction means we'll deduce some conclusions. Okay, so here what is happening, and it is an alternative thought process, that of deduction is the process of proceeding from some general theories or some premises, using the process of elimination and refinement to arrive at a conclusion. So you will apply some elimination techniques. Okay, you will keep on refining, adding code, okay, deleting some lines, and then you will come to the conclusion. Okay, so this is the deduction. in the you will deduce a final conclusion that this is the cause, then you can fix those problems. So these are the 4 techniques of debugging. I told one is the brute force, next one is the backtracking, and third one is the debugging by induction and debugging by the deduction. So these are the 4 techniques of debugging, okay, that we use in the making our software error free or defect free. So correcting the errors, so in the correcting error, what question will ask, is the cause of the bug reproduced in another part of the program? That will check. In many situations, a program defect is caused by an erroneous pattern of the logic that may be reproduced elsewhere. So what is happening at the time of writing the codes? We are not following the proper logic. So that logic maybe at wherever you are applying, that may be working at that place, but because of that improper logic implementation, that affect some other part in the program. Okay, so what next one that might be introduced by the fix I am about to make. So before the correction is made, okay, the source code or better the design should be evaluated to assess coupling of logic and data structures. Okay, so you have find out the problem. You know this is the this is the bug or defect is there. Now I have to fix it. So before fixing that one, you analyze everything, that if I will fix this problem, the problem this problem may cause some other problem in the software coding. So you analyze before implementing that, otherwise some problem again will come. So in many situations it happened, we have seen, when you are running a program, some number of lines is coming. Okay, so what is happening, the student generally at that time they are putting in some places, if semicolon is required, that also if they will remove the semicolon, the number of error will reduce. So what they will do, they will not follow, they will put the semicolon there. So in that case what is happening, you for some point of time your error will be reduced. Say before it was the 15 number of errors was 15, now you put the semicolon, now your error came to the 2. So you will be happy that, oh, now I have only 2 errors that I need to fix. But this is not the case that is going to help, because you are not following the correct thing. So what you have to do in the software scenario also, big programs that software you are preparing, so you evaluate logic, how you will couple, means you integrate those things, data structure, is the effect will be in some other part of the program. So analyze before going to fix the problem. So what could we have done to prevent this bug in the first place? Okay, in the first place what we did, primarily what we did to fix this problem. So this question is the first step towards the establishing a statistical software quality assurance, that is the SQA approach. If you correct the process as well as the product, the bug will be removed from the current program and may be eliminated from all future programs also. Okay, so this is just for the correcting the